There are just 12 days to go till we elect a new president and vice president. And part of Sarah Palin's day today was spent prepping for tomorrow when Sarah and Todd Palin will be deposed under oath in that so-called Troopergate case currently under investigation in Alaska. Our own Savannah Guthrie reports Palin's lawyer is traveling with her. The deposition, along with yesterday's revelation of that new $150,000 wardrobe and her struggle earlier this week to define the job of vice president, have all brought a lot of unwelcome attention to the Palin side of the campaign when Mccain, who was in Florida today, is the one trying to get traction with 12 days to go until this election. Today, in an interview, he struck out hard against the Bush administration. Tonight, we continue to air excerpts of our interview from yesterday on the campaign trail in Ohio. Tonight, we talk about terrorism, elitism, and feminism. Back to the notion of terrorists and terrorism. This word has come up in relation to Mr. Ayers.
Yes.
Hanging out with terrorists,
yes.
Domestic terrorists.
Yes.
Are we changing? It's been said that it gives it a vaguely post 9/11 hint, using that word that we don't normally associate with domestic crimes. Are we changing the definition? Are the people who set fire to American cities during the 60s terrorists? Under this definition, is an abortion clinic bomber a terrorist under this definition? Governor?
There's no question that Bill Ayers, via his own admittance, was one who sought to destroy our U.S. Capitol and our Pentagon. That is a domestic terrorist. There's no question there. Now, others who would want to engage in harming innocent Americans or facilities that it would be unacceptable to... I don't know if you're going to use the word terrorist there, but it's unacceptable, and it would not be condoned, of course, on our watch. But I don't know if what you're asking is if I regret referring to Bill Ayers as an unrepentant domestic terrorist. I don't regret characterizing him as that.
Well, I'm just asking what other categories you would put in there. Abortion clinic bombers, protesters in cities where fires were started, Molotov cocktails were thrown, people died.
I would put in that category of Bill Ayers anyone else who would seek to campaign to destroy our United States Capitol and our Pentagon and would seek to destroy innocent Americans.
Senator McCain, the head of your campaign.
Yeah, let me just mention one thing in addition to that. It's not the unrepentant terrorists who stayed on the run from and said as short a time ago as 9/11 that they wished they'd bombed more. His wife was on the top 10 FBI most wanted list. It's the relationship with Mr. Ayers, which Senator Obama has not been forthcoming. That's what Senator Clinton said in their debates. That's what I say.
Are you going to keep your promise not to involve Reverend Wright in the campaign?
Look, I have not involved Reverend Wright, and people can make up their minds. As again I say about Mr. Ayers is the full extent of the relationship with Senator Obama is not known, and Senator Obama has not been forthcoming. He has not told the complete truth to the American people, nor did he tell the truth to the American people when he said he would take public financing and signed a piece of paper if I would, back when he was a long-shot candidate.
And also, it is not mean-spirited. It is not negative campaigning to ask someone about their record. And Barack Obama does have a record of association with Bill Ayers. I don't think that is off base. In fact, Barack Obama challenged you to bring up Bill Ayers in the debate.
He asked me to.
Governor, what is an elite? Who is a member of the elite?
Oh, I guess just people who think that they're better than anyone else. And John McCain and I are so committed to serving every American, hardworking, middle-class Americans who are so desiring of this economy getting put back on the right track and winning these wars, and America starting to reach her potential. And that is opportunity and hope provided everyone equally. So anyone who thinks that they are, better than anyone else, that's my definition of elitism.
So it's not education, it's not income-based, it's...
anyone who thinks that they're better than someone else.
A state of mind, it's not geography?
Of course not.
Senator?
I know where a lot of them live.
Where's that?
Well, in our nation's capital in New York City. I've seen it. I've lived there. I know the town. I know what a lot of these elitists are, the ones that she never went to a cocktail party with in Georgetown. I'll be very frank with you, who think that they can dictate what they believe to America rather than let Americans decide for themselves. And I just 1 second want to go back to this, who's a terrorist? It is true that William Ayers and his wife, they were not acts of spontaneity when they planned to bomb the Capitol and they planned to kill other Americans. It was a terror network. I don't condone and never would condone and want anybody who violates the laws, or whether it be bombing an abortion clinic or throwing a Molotov cocktail, as you say, those, I want them prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. But there was a terrorist network called the Weathermen. Mm-hmm. That's what they were called. That's what they called themselves. Mm-hmm. And it was a planned and calculated overall strategy to destroy America. And that is what William Ayers was and his wife were integral parts of.
Senator, you recently talked about the liberal feminist agenda in America vis-a-vis the attacks on Governor Palin. Governor, are you a feminist?
I'm not going to label myself anything, Brian, and I think that's what annoys a lot of Americans, especially in a political campaign, is to start trying to label different parts of America, different backgrounds, different. I'm not going to put a label on myself, but I do believe in women's rights. I believe in equal rights, and I am so thankful I was brought up in a family where really gender has never been an issue. I was expected growing up in a family that was very athletic, very active, very much into equal opportunities and education and everything else. I was expected to do the same thing that the guys were doing, and that has been a good foundation, too, for me in the position that I'm in now as his running mate, understanding that, hey, gender's not, this isn't going to hold me back. In fact, it's time for women to be provided that opportunity to finally shatter that highest and hardest glass ceiling that is still in place in America's political system. But we're going to shatter that because I think more and more American women are recognizing, right on, we've got someone whom we can believe in also, someone who is committed to putting our country first, who recognizes the life-family balance that's so necessary as we try to progress our families and the businesses that we own. We recognize that they can see in me someone committed to protecting our small businesses so that more jobs can be created, someone who is committed also to supporting John McCain in the strategies that we need in place to win these wars so that our families, our children are safe in this homeland. So I'm not going to label myself feminist or not, but I do believe that American women can recognize in me an advocate and a friend, and I want to be in the White House for them.